Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Controversial, the show bringing a whole new meaning to the word opinion. And our very first show of 2016, I want to first apologise that it's taken so long for us to upload in the new year, but working on a lot of different things, different blogs and various different projects, and kind of put my mind to different things as to how we can improve this show, and trying to make it the best possible project it can be in the new year. And have come to a conclusion. I'm not going to be covering the weekly Premier League matches anymore, because it's unfair on a lot of teams, because I can't get through all the Premier League teams fairly, and it's been brought to my attention by a couple of different people that I'm focusing too much on the same teams every week, and you know they are the headline teams, but again it's not fair on the other teams in the league. So I am going to be bringing back my written blog, which I did do from the start of the season until I started this vlog in late November or so. So the written blog will be coming back as of next week. So anyone that has followed that in the past, it will be coming back. And for any new followers who may have liked the page because of the vlogs, please check out the blogs next week. They will be back, and I just think it's a fair analysis on the teams. It gives a better perspective of the entire Premier League lineup on a weekly basis. I will be keeping the vlogs going, but it will be more a reaction videos to major announcements in football and sport in general. For any fans of Gaelic football, I will be looking at the Gaelic season when it does properly kick off, and also rugby union when the Six Nations starts back in February. So a lot of things to look forward to in the new year, but just want to start off the show by making that announcement that the written blog will be coming back to cover the Premier League matches on a weekly basis, and I'll be doing more reactionary videos to big announcements in the sporting world. But for this week anyway, I'm going to look back on the midweek matches, because we had FA Cup last weekend, of course, but we had midweek fixtures this week in the Barclays Premier League, a full round of fixtures. And what a round of fixtures it was. It was very much goals galore. We had two 3-all draws, featuring Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester United and Liverpool, not in that order, but you know what I mean. But Manchester United, a team completely devoid of goals this season, one of the most boring seasons of all time, and they managed to hit three on Tuesday evening at St James's Park to silence the critics. The problem was they conceded 3 down the far end as well, so it's a case of very much one step forward and 2 steps back for Manchester United and Louis van Gaal at the moment, and they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. The one positive, I suppose, from the new year is Wayne Rooney. He scored 4 goals in 3 games and assisted 1, so it could be a turning point for him. All Manchester United fans will certainly hope so, because he's had a torrid season. But still, things just don't look like improving for Louis van Gaal or Manchester United. It's still very much Louis van Gaal out for 99% of Manchester United fans. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. It's boring, it's predictable, and you know, he definitely isn't the man to lead them forward. But you looking at the signs, you would think he would have been sacked by now, especially looking at their festive form. They've picked up 5 points from the last 18 available, which is I think they're 18th in the form table. It's relegation form, really. It's relegation results, and really Man United are lucky that results around them are very much going in their favour, and they're not out of the race for the top 4 completely. They could easily be, but they're not. To Anfield then, and Liverpool and Arsenal put out a 3-all draw as well, and what a game that was. Jurgen Klopp's side have certainly entertained since the German has taken charge, but the problem is the results have been very inconsistent. When it looked like they'd turned the corner and were actually putting some very impressive performances on show, they suddenly started to stutter, and when they win a game, they're kind of losing, then drawing a couple, and then they're winning a game. And you know, it was a big point, because it kept them in the hunt for Champions League, and it kept them within arm's length of Liverpool. I did say Liverpool could win the title if they wanted to. They were playing some very good football in around October, November, when Klopp had first taken over. I do think it's a step too far this season, in fairness to them, but there will be ones to watch next year, certainly, and they're certainly in the race for Champions League this year. A huge game this weekend featuring Manchester United and Liverpool, and it's a game that I don't think Louis van Gaal can afford to lose, and it's a game I think that Liverpool will certainly be up for after Man United doing the double over them last season and beating them 3-1 earlier this season. So that's certainly one to keep an eye on this Sunday. As for Arsenal, pretty much a big chance blown last night. You know, City drew 0-0 at home with Everton. There was a chance for them to pull 2 points further away from Manuel Pellegrini's side, but typical Arsenal, you know, they couldn't hold out for it. What would have been a crucial result, and Points dropped again, and Leicester winning 1-0 at White Hart Lane. I don't think Leicester will win the league, but after 21 games, they're joint top. They're only second on goal difference. They're level with Arsenal. But these are the results that let Arsenal down ultimately. The ones that, the true Premier League champions can really eke out and grit out. But the season that's in it, you can't definitively rule them out of winning the league on past experiences. It's not a typical Premier League season. You just have to take one look at the Premier League table to see that Chelsea still wallowing in that bottom half. So nothing is taken for granted in this season, and I think there's a lot of twists and turns to come, and none more so than at the bottom of the table, where you just look at Sunderland. Is the Sam Allardyce effect finally taking hold of those players that looked like they were dead and buried? It looked like even Big Sam, who has been a miracle worker at previous clubs, looked like he'd bitten off more than he could chew with the group of players at his disposal. But 2 huge wins in the league, a 3-1 win at the Stadium of Light against fellow strugglers Villa, and then a huge win at the Liberty Stadium last night against Swansea City, which they're slowly pulling themselves out of the mire, and a task that looked completely beyond them suddenly doesn't look so intimidating, and it looks like for the 4th season running they're in a chance of pulling off the Great Escape. As for Villa, I don't think their fortunes will be as successful. Remy Gard recording his first win as Villa boss with a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace at Villa Park on Tuesday night. Their first win in the league since the opening day victory at Bournemouth. It's quite phenomenal, but Villa don't look like they've got enough quality. They need wins, and they just haven't gotten their locker. Even the goal they scored on Tuesday was a bit fortuitous. So I think it's a bit too much for Villa to survive. With Sunderland certainly in there with a fighting chance. Swansea, another interesting one to keep an eye on. You wouldn't have put Swansea down as relegation candidates at the start of the year, but it really has all unravelled on them, and the Welsh side are in trouble. They're wallowing just above that relegation zone, and a lot of work, but an interesting one selling Jonjo Shelvey, who has been a really, really good performer for them since signing for the club a few seasons back, and a great signing for Newcastle United, who are also finding themselves down there in that relegation where Steve McCarr just hasn't really get the consistent results together to pull them away from that bottom 3. A good result against Manchester United in that 3-3 draw, but they need to start popping up the 3-pointers now, because those are the ones that pull you away from the relegation zone, as Leicester will tell you from last season. Looking elsewhere in the Premier League, West Ham they've started 2016 really, really brightly. They find themselves above Manchester United, fifth place. They're in there fighting for those Champions League spots. After 21 games, they're thereabouts. And as I said already, the season it's in, I don't think you can rule out any possibility. At this moment, you really wouldn't rule out Leicester City finishing in that top 4. It's going to take a major capitulation or a serious run of injuries for Leicester City for them to drop out of that top 4. Now, in their defence, Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez, their goals and assists have kind of dried up of late, so that could be one problem that they have. But they ground out a huge win at an informed Spurs on Wednesday night. Robert Hoot with the goal, and Spurs would feel really, really aggrieved that they couldn't win that game and pull 2 points further away from the likes of Man United and Liverpool, who are chasing them for that 4th spot, that Champions League spot. But I do think Spurs are in with a major chance of getting top 4, and that's what I'm saying. They've been playing beautiful football, they've been recording good results, but that's what I'm saying, where Man United's luck has been slightly in, and that these teams aren't pulling away like they did a couple of seasons ago during the David Moyes season, when Everton and Liverpool were just on fire and they completely pulled away from Man United, and that's how they missed out on Champions League. But it certainly is a wide open calendar. I mean, I've never seen a Premier League season like it, for teams taking points off teams that are expected not to. I mean, you look at Watford, they're absolutely flying. After a slow start to the season, they're absolutely flying. They're playing some lovely football. Okay, they lost last night, but they're definitely safe. They're not going to go down, and that'll be all Watford fans care about for this season. They'll build on it for next year. And you look at Bournemouth, They're the team I certainly would love to see stay up. They lost 3-1 at home to West Ham. I think home form will be key for them. They lost a lot of key players up front, but they've strengthened very well in this transfer window, you know, signing Benica Fobi and Juan Manuel Iturbe, who will be a very good signing if he settles the way I expect him to. I think he can be a huge signing, and he could be the difference between safety and relegation for Bournemouth. But I don't want to rant on. I just wanted a general synopsis of the Premier League and the last 2 nights of action. But from this point forward, now it will be opinion vlogs, and I won't be looking at the matches in detail, but I will be blogging, so keep your eye out for them. Please like the video, guys. Please share it. Please subscribe, and please like the page. Thanks.